Hello and welcome to the Side One YouTube channel. My name is Ray, and in this video, Fred's left hand part 15, we're going to configure the servos and the sensors in the hand. So in the last video we did have the servos in the hand working. I didn't have the bicep running because I didn't have it connected at the time. So let's just quickly get back to that position. This has been restarted. So let's just go into the fingerprint from intro screen. This starts up the IO1 service. Now IO1 is the Inmoov 1 service. It's the main service for the Inmoov, sort of like a helper service. It does take some time to start. Now, working our way around, you'll see we've got brain, which is program AB, speech. Over here we've got hearing, so the ear, the head, which is all of the servos based out of the head, the eyes, etc. The body, these are the controllers. Now, for a standard Inmoov build, you're going to have two Arduino controllers. I'm just going to go in there for the moment. If we go to settings, you'll see controller right and controller left. There, the two Arduino Mega 2560s that the Servo boards would be attached to. And on a standard Inmoov build, that is the very first thing that you'll want to be turning on to connect those up. This is not a standard build. So with it not being a standard build, we're not using those controllers. What we will have though is the arm and the hand. Let's just get back over to the hand. Start with the left hand. Go to configuration there. Let's see if we can start with the wrist. Control. Detach. Now the reason it was blank while attached is the default configuration. It's looking for the left Servo board or the left Arduino. I don't have a left Arduino, so we can't use that. Now the wrist is on pin 5, PCA left, attach, go to basic, and we can rotate the hand. So I'm just going to leave that there so it's easier to see the fingers. Okay, so the thumb, control, detach. Again, the controller that it was attached to doesn't exist. PCA left, pin 0, attach, go to basic, as far as it's going to move. If we go to limits, we can set our limits. Let's move down the other way. Somewhere around there. Move our lower limit up. And that seems to be working quite nicely. We could up the speed a little bit. It does seem to be a bit on the sluggish side, but that's the default speed that was set. And I think we'll leave it at that for now. But what we will do is turn that off. Index. Again, control, detach, pin 1. PCA left, attach, back to basic, turning on our limits. Almost full there. Going back. That looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. Control, detach, 012. That thing is already flexed at the moment. It'll unflex pretty quickly. That's our lower end limit. Have it there. Now, if you remember in the last video, I did have these inverted. I have actually changed the connection on the servo itself, so it's on the other side. So I did that for this finger, the pinky, and the ring finger. Detach 5. Become 3. PCA left. Attach. As far as I want it to go. Going back the other way. That'll do there. That looks pretty good. And the last one is the pinky. Detach. It's connected to 4. We do have limits. Okay, so we can save our configs for each of these. I think I might just do that. So save that config, save that config, save that config, save that config, save that one, and save that one. Might have to change my gearing on that a little bit. I think it's turning too far out and not far enough around to go almost down. All right, so that's the hand done. Now somewhere I do actually have a list of all of my settings. Okay, so on the left arm, so I'll go back the left arm. We'll start the left arm and go to settings on the left arm. Okay, so on the left arm we have got the bicep. Bicep is connected, will detach, and it's connected to pin 6. Yes, take pin 6 of the left TCA patch. Now I definitely do want to change these limits because I know they are way off from my configuration. Right, so that's all the way up, and that looks about right. It's gone to sleep. Now if I move this down, I've got to be a little bit careful when I'm moving it down. As far as I want to go down. I'm going to save that. Right, so let's get into our left rotate. Control, detach. My left rotates on pin 13. On the back. Attach. I don't want to go any further than that until I do something about that power supply. Now on the other end of the travel, I need to be a little bit careful there. Let's go to the bicep. Turn off that auto disable for the moment. I'm just going to set that as my other limit for now. And we'll save that. Have a look at our left shoulder. So my left shoulder is connected to pin 14. So detach. 14. Back and attach. Alright, that seems to be alright there. You just need to be a little bit careful as I'm moving this because I notice it's rocking a little bit. And I really don't want to rock him off the power supply. It's got a fair drop to the floor. Now I can't take it back any further than that for the moment until I get him on a proper stand. But for the most part that's working, so we'll leave that as is and save that config. And the last one to do is the left omoplate. So control, detach. The left omoplate is connected to pin 15. On the back, we can attach. Because I don't know where these limits are set at the moment, I'm just going to take all those out. Might call that our lower limit. And it is a little bit rocky, and I think before I get too carried away with doing any more of the arms, I do need to sort out a better base for him. So let's just save that where it is for the moment. At least I know the lower limit is set okay. All right, so that's the left arm and left hand configured. Let's just go back to the hand for the moment and see if we can turn on these sensors. So it didn't appear to bring anything else on. So I'm going to have to experiment with that one a bit further on. We'll have a play with that later. Alright, so let's have a look at the head. So head start, go into head config. Alright, so let's have a look at the neck. Should be safe enough to do the neck. Alright, so with mine, the neck is attached to the back on pin 7. Attach, select pin 7 and back. Attach, back to basic, and see what it does. Just adjust that camera up a little bit so you can see the head. See if I can get a bit more adjustment there. And that seems to be all right. Right, let's have a look at the head rotate. So head rotate is in the head itself and it's on pin 8. Attach, pin 8, in the head, attach, basic. That's pretty good. It even looks straight ahead. So we'll save that. All right, let's have a look at the jaw. So the jaw I have on pin 9. Ahead. Now this is where things can get rather interesting, because my jaw configuration is very different. Let's call that closed. Let's call that open. Alright, so it looks like there might be some more configurations somewhere, but this was doing some funny, strange things. And I'm only really playing with the jaw at this stage. Alright, so we've got those ones. I think I've got some issues with my eye mechanism, so I will come back to those after I'm sure I've got them worked out. I have had the eyes working in the past under the Fred program before, but this is now working under the Inmoov program. So let's go back. Mouse control. So this is going to be changing sometime in the near future. It may even be out. I haven't updated for a little while. This is version 947. I believe version 954 is out now. So I will have to upgrade at some stage and convert all of my configurations over. Alright, so let's go back to I/O. Right, so I am using English. I'm going to turn on the chat bot. So I am using AN US. There are quite a few to choose from. If you're in a different country, you can choose from a different one. There is Alice. I've been using Alice a fair bit on Fred Online. But AN US is the one designed for Inmoov to be used with the Inmoov project. So you can actually ask your questions right in this box here. Eventually, when it finishes loading all of the artificial intelligent markup language files, you'll actually see it process through and come back with, "Hi, it's great to see you, friend." So one of the things that's really cool about the artificial intelligent markup and language and program AB is that it can actually learn. So now he will remember that my name is Ray. What is my name? And he gets it right. use your name. I'm called Fred. So yeah, it gets that right. All right, so let's go back to I/O and have a look at the speech. So the most common speech synthesizer used with Inmoov is Merry Speech. It's not necessarily the best. We had an error crop up. I probably typed something I shouldn't have. We'll come back to that later. So let's start with the mouth service. Mouth. Here we go. Right, so that brings us back to there. Does work.
Maybe spray.
Alright, so that appears to be quite worky. Mouth control. Door is correct. Mouth is correct. So in theory, if we go back to brain, it's not yet connected. All right, so all right, I'm going to have to do a little bit more research on that one, work out how I'm going to make that one work again. But we do have most of it running. That'll do for this video. It's been going on for a little while anyway. I will actually look at another set of videos on various services within my robot lab. And I hope to have Fred fully operational on a stand in the near future, and I'll come back to that. Now, all the files for building a standard Inmoov robot can be found on the inmoov.fr site. Most of these were designed and created by Gael Langevin. So yeah, go check out that website. I will have a link to the Discord for Inmoov, as well as my robot lab in the description. I'll have links for the Cyber One YouTube Discord as well. I've got Fred online running on a Raspberry Pi 3. Is online and talking at the moment, so go in and have a chat with him. If you've got any questions, come in and ask questions. I'd like to give a big thanks to my Patreons who have been supporting the channel for well over a year now. My two VIP patrons, Go Lucky and Lorenz Berger, as well as my builder Patreon, Elmrails45. Their support helps keep this going. Don't forget to click on like, subscribe and ring that notification bell. It is a form of support that costs you absolutely nothing but does help the channel a great deal. And consider becoming a patron as well. And we'll see you in the next video.